Yo guys, Codelife here. So in today's video guys, I want to show you all how playing on the lowest FPS cap possible, which is 30 FPS, can literally make your movement feel a lot more sharper, more precise, and overall just feel much better compared to playing on the highest FPS cap, which is 240 FPS. Now I know that might seem hard to believe guys, but let me quickly explain it all for you. So to sort of understand this better guys, I recommend that after you've watched this video, you go into Fortnite yourselves and select the lowest frame rate cap possible, which is 30 FPS. Then after doing that, you want to go into a game like a creative game and just simply move around, like freely move around the map, sort of as if you were in a real game, and you want to do this for about 30 seconds. Then after doing that, you want to switch back to your normal frame rate, like say 240 FPS for example, and now when you play and do the same sort of movement that you previously did, I can bet right away guys that all of you watching will notice how bad this movement is compared to the 30 FPS one. Like I can guarantee that all of you watching have found the movement itself, not the frame rate. I'm not talking about that, I'll talk about that more a little bit later, but in regards to just the movement, I can guarantee that that will feel so much more smoother and sharper, especially when you're turning and rotating while moving. For me, I honestly found the difference actually insane. Like you seriously have to test it out for yourselves in game guys, and after you do, tell me all what you think of the movement difference alone in the comment section below. For those though that can't be bothered to test this out, no worries guys, I do understand. I'll quickly show all of you some side-by-side examples so that the difference, I'm hoping, should be much more clearer than what I showed before. For the first example, we've got example number 1. In this example, we've got a simple zigzag run. Here, you all should be able to see the difference it makes in the sharpness of the turns specifically. If you take a look at the 30 FPS one, you'll see that the turns are so much more sharper than they are on the 240 FPS one. And if we take a look at another example, example number 2, box fighting, you'll see that in the 30 FPS one, the movement does feel a lot more open in terms of direction than it does on the 240 FPS one. On the 240 FPS one, this one feels a lot more stricter on the turning than it does on the 30 FPS one, which to sort of understand this more, you do honestly need to try it out in-game for yourselves in this sort of box fighting scenario. Like it is one of those things, though if there are any of you guys out there that are old H1Z1 style Fortnite players, where you shoot an enemy first, then try and dodge your enemy's return shot, you guys especially will notice this difference straight away as you're sort of used to that sharp turning movement. I'm hoping that I showed all the differences there guys, as honestly it is pretty crazy. It's not too crazy where I'm saying all of you guys should go ahead and set your FPS limit cap to 30 FPS rather than playing on your normal high FPS. All of you guys probably already know that 30 FPS is really bad in terms of overall gameplay. For the movement it isn't, as I've just shown right there, that's really good, but the gameplay itself does feel really choppy and awful on that 30 FPS low frame rate. What I am saying guys, and what I mean, is the fact that there is a big difference between the movement alone on 30 FPS than there is on 240 FPS. That to me just doesn't seem right at all, and in my opinion I think we should all be able to have this more precise, sharper movement on any frame rate, not just 30 FPS. Like that movement guys is literally god movement. Like the control you get when moving, like especially rotating and turning, just feels so much more smoother and more precise. On 240 FPS it does feel like the movement is a lot more tighter and more restricted, which in my opinion, like I say, we are all different, but I think the majority of you will agree that it does feel a lot more precise on 30 FPS. This whole difference though that I've just been talking about right there shouldn't be a thing. There should be no difference in movement no matter what frame rate limit cap you are on. Yes, I think there should be in performance, but not in movement specifically. I think that Epic Games should make it so we all get the feel of this movement on any frame rate. We shouldn't have to cap our frame rate limit cap to 30, which again, I don't want to play on because it's so choppy and hard to play on. But again, at the same time, I do want to have that like sort of god movement. Saying that though, I'm not sure if this god movement is even like a real thing. Like it is possible that it could be a glitch. Like the game engine that Epic Games have made Fortnite on, which is Unreal Engine, is like a massive engine and it's super complicated. So it really could be either a glitch or purposeful. I myself am really not sure, though if any of you guys out there do know what's sort of causing this difference in movement, let me know guys in the comments below, as honestly I'm not 100%. I will say one thing though, that I don't think it has anything to do with performance, which I think most of you out there might think. I think that this difference in movement might be relative to the in-game code for the camera that's following the player model or something like that, as the reason I think this guys is if you take some slow down footage of the 30 FPS gameplay, you'll notice that the camera does seem more tight and more sort of closely attached to the player when the character model is turning around, especially when it's turning left and right very sharply. That to me doesn't seem right, and if it is right, we should have that on every single frame rate, like it shouldn't just be on 30 FPS. But yeah, I thought I would do a video covering this, guys, and showing you all the differences, as I myself found it pretty interesting, and I'm hoping that all of you guys do too. Let me all know what you thought of these differences in the comments below, as I'm very interested. Like I mentioned, I thought the difference was pretty insane, and I hope that you guys do too. If you do, be sure to hit a like on this video, guys, and if you found the video interesting or enjoyed it at all, make sure to hit that subscribe button to subscribe to the channel, and you can also use Codelife in the Fortnite item shop when you do purchase any skins, #ad. By doing any of those three, guys, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, or using my code in the item shop, it does honestly help me out a ton, guys, and I really do appreciate it. That's all from me today though, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.